I haven't been on for a couple of months now, but I feel compelled to get on today and speak about something that caused me great discontent this weekend. So I want you to think about this. And you don't have to ask why, because I'm going to give you the answer to the why right now. This weekend, I learned that our president signed a proclamation making March the 31st the National Trans Day of Visibility, whatever it is. It upset me so bad, but I got a little relief when I found out that they had been doing it for a few years, that our former President Barack Obama started it, and I should have known that because he's the one that brought the rainbows onto the White House when he was there. But anyway, back to what we're doing. Sunday was the most prestigious religious holiday that we celebrate. And I just didn't get that National Trans Visibility Day, something that is an abomination to the Lord on the day that He resurrected for our salvation, redeemed us of our sins, and brought us to a place to where we can be forgiven. I thought it was, I don't, it's just beyond me. It's beyond me that He would do that. But again, I did research and I read the proclamation, and then I found out that they do it every year. But I still think He should have changed it. But the point that I want to stress, and I think is something that we all need to know, that we are in a dangerous time. We are in perilous time, because that, again, is an abomination to the Lord. But yet we go along with it. So when we allow ourselves to be guided by evil, then that becomes our master. So we have to stand up for things like this. We have to stand against things like this. I came on a couple of months ago, a few months back, and I challenged anybody who was a Democrat and thought they were a Christian to make a comment on my post. And maybe they just didn't read it, but I got no responses. So it validates my assertion that you can't be a Democrat and a Christian, and I don't care who you are. If you feel that I'm in error, get back to me so that I can be enlightened. But this is a slap in the face to God and to us as Christian people, because what this country does, or what the leaders of this country do, reflects on us. They are who people see as being Americans. So whatever they do, that's what Americans do. That is the general consensus. That's what we say about any country. The people we see, that is what we think represent that nation. So that's where we are today. And I would challenge you to find another country that has sunk as low as America has sunk. I mean, we are a lawless nation as of today. We are a lawless nation. And if you think that's wrong, just watch the news. See, and this is something that is very important to us as a nation. We need to know what's going on. Talk to an intelligent person and tell them something you saw, or something some important or some person has said, and they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it because they didn't hear it from the people that they listened to. I spoke to a gentleman about a person that he should listen to that was on Fox News. Yeah, oh, I don't have time for that. I don't listen to that foolish. I don't have time for that. That's an uninformed person because he's only hearing one side. I watch all of the news, and believe me, it sickens me to watch MSNBC and a lot of CNN and all of those people because of the things that they say. But I listen to them so that when I make my decisions, I have something to balance my decision on. What I've heard, what I've read, and what they say. And generally what they say is false. But the people who listen to that, that's all they know. And that's where the division comes in. And that is pure evil coming from our White House and from those news outlets because it's divisive. A house divided cannot stand. And America is sinking because we are divided. Our border is wide open. And I ask you again, what do you think all of those millions of people are coming here for? They're coming here because of the reputation of America. We've been free. We've been proud. We've had plenty. But that's all going away. You see, we can't support that kind of influx. We are, I think, 33 or 34 trillion dollars in debt. Go online and find out what the total monetary allotment is, meaning all the money in the world. Find out what it is, liquid money in the world. And then look at our debt compared to that and see, do you think we have the ability to pay that debt? But being in all of that debt, and all of the people who are coming here who has to have food, clothing, lodging, schooling, hospitalization, all of the things that we enjoy. They have to have that too. That's part of life. So who's going to pay for that? And how much more is that going to put us in debt? And then think of it on these terms. Everything that they absorb, we lose. Everything that they absorb, we lose. Not that we're not a loving country who wants to see everybody prosper and survive, but there is limitations, and everything has to be done in order. And when all of these cultures come into the country without assimilating into the country, then think of all of the cultures that are in America, which means that we will no longer be America. We're just some kind of territory somewhere where people come to settle. We have no culture because we have no law. So we have chaos. And that's where we are today, ladies and gentlemen. And if you don't think we're a lawless nation, again, watch all of the news everywhere and try to figure out why is it that people can go into a store and steal $900 worth of product and it's okay. Can a country survive with that kind of activity? How long can a business stay open with every person who decides to come in and take $900 worth of their merchandise and just walk out with it? We've lost it. And that is the point that I wanted to stress to you. The people in charge of our country is evil, and they are destroying the country. And when the country is destroyed, we all go with it. Not that we're worried about it, because we have something that they don't have. We have that God that they are fighting so hard against. And with God, all things works for our good. So, we get to be with Jesus one way or the other. That's something to think about. And that's what you should think about. And I'm going to leave you with this. When you do everything that you can do to be the best that you can be, then you've done your part to make the country great and to reserve your place in the kingdom. And that's what we're all about. That's what we live for. To be with Jesus in the end. So we have to get away from that mob mentality. Just a little footnote, that was part of my sermon last Sunday, is when Jesus rode into Jerusalem on that triumphal entry. All of the people were yelling, "Hosanna, Hosanna, save us, please save." And then a week later, all of those people were saying, "Crucify him, crucify him." You see, they were caught up in the emotion. They were caught up in what was going on now. And that's where we find ourselves a lot of time, getting caught up. And that's how we lose it. You see, and Solomon said it. There's nothing under the sun that has not already been done. See, and that's what they did. That's what we do. Look at those cities where there's been riots and things where people just got caught up in it and burn it down, burn up the neighborhoods. And then they complain. Well, we don't have shopping centers. We don't have malls. Why? Remember I told you? This is the why. Lawlessness and evilness. And where God is not, the enemy is. And remember, he comes to kill, steal, and destroy. That's your why. Because there's no God in America anymore, except with those of us who carry him in our heart. Think about that.